Welcome back to Dagryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. Today we're going to take another look at that center section of my layout to see if we can add a little more interest. I have to say, doing videos like this about the progress and the projects on my layout are really helpful for me, because not only do I think through it as I'm making the video, but there are always great comments and great suggestions. One of the reasons I was thinking of the viaduct in the back was because originally there was a big river in that space. And I don't want a big river there now, but I was looking for an additional place to put a stream, so I think we need to add another water feature. This is all obviously very rough draft, which is great because I have plenty of time and space to change the idea, to modify it, to add some more features, to make it more interesting. And I love water features. In my head, I'm thinking, big rivers and lakes and all that, but I really didn't plan that much room into this layout. As I was working on the stream under the arch under bridge, I was thinking I need at least one, if not two or three more streams, because they're just so interesting. It gives visual interest. It gives you some place that you can really add something different. I cannot tell you how many times I've tried to work in these two Lionel girder bridges into this layout, and I would really like to use them. If I remember correctly, in the beginning, I had them lined up because this was where the river was going to be, and there was a support in the middle. And, well, obviously, I didn't go that way, but I would really like to use them. For some reason, they just make me happy. Since I already used culverts on the other stream, I would not want to do that again. I would want to utilize a different method. I like the girder bridges because they're low. I can reach over them. I'm not going to hit them really. And they'll get the job done. And they won't cause any clearance issues. Clearance. Anyway, I could put them in line, but I would most likely put them offset a little bit, make the stream kind of at an angle. It would also be neat to have a street along the edge of the stream. Maybe even do a little bridge. I'm not really sure what I'd do in the back, though. But I'm not going to let that hold me up. I can always come up with something later. I would kind of love to just dig into it right now and start making a stream. But with this minimal supply of buildings, I really need to have a better idea of what's going to go where with what buildings, so that I can really place them and the streets and then the stream. So I think that's the plan, is to use the girders just because I keep coming back to them, and then adding a stream that kind of goes back this way. And I was just thinking, instead of worrying about how it crosses the rear track, I could make it turn and disappear. But then again, the idea of the viaduct was that it was a valley with a stream running through it, and the stream should go under the viaduct. Oh man, I don't know. There's so many options. I'm just sitting here thinking about how I would construct it, and I think I might need to modify the surrounding area in between the two tracks. Or maybe I wouldn't. I really have no clue. I think it's one of those things I'm just going to have to start working on to figure it out. But I guess I'm just not ready yet. A side note in water features, I think this qualifies as the first water feature, and that would be this little drain pipe. I ended up carving a weird spot, and I stuck a straw in there at one point. But then I used this. It's not going to come out. It's a little black plastic kind of wire loom. It was just a scrap, and I put it in there, and I thought, you know what? They might not have had the black plasticky corrugated culvert pipes in the 60s or 70s, but you know what? I don't care. I like the way it looks. When I get to the point of adding water to the streams, I plan on putting some trickling out of that pipe and then down this crease here. So I don't know if this falls under water feature or just grandiose plans for mountain scenery. But I was watching a series of videos where someone was doing a really nice cliff ravine trestle setup, and I really, really liked it and wished I had planned that sort of thing into this layout. Now, I can't quite make a big trestle in this spot work due to the shape of the table, at least not without some serious structural rebuilding, which is not something I'm willing to do. But I'm thinking of modifying this whole spot, essentially chopping the whole corner out and bringing the foam down kind of in between this shelf and that shelf, and doing a kind of a deep cliff with water trickling down the center of it. I have not designed anything like that or made anything like that, so really don't know what it would look like. I'd probably have to watch some more videos and see how people do that sort of thing. A big trestle would make it amazing, but that I think I just have to be okay with not doing. But I would love to bring this corner of the layout, bring the scenery all the way down to the floor, and have water coming down the center of it. I think that would be really, well, pretty cool, really. But I think when you come into the room and you see that, I think that will really grab your attention and be a really interesting focal point. Then the question is, where does that water come from? I haven't thought that far. Luckily, in nature, a lot of times water just seeps through cracks and rocks and just starts coming down the cliff wall. So I can always just make something up and be okay with it. Now, I still don't know what's happening up here. I really had pictured much more mountain and maybe another loop of track, but I figure I have to get this loop completed and working before I plan on another one. I could have water coming down. I could have it go under the track here, do a little curved bridge, and have it come down under the tracks and then down. That would be really cool. So that's kind of where my thought process is. Whether or not I have the skill to make it happen, we'll just have to wait and see. Now this corner here is another spot I was thinking about a water feature. Again, just a stream. You know what? I'm glad I'm doing this, because going from that other corner to this inner corner, I just realized something. This is completely supported on foam. Where's the table? The table is kind of here. So I've got this small section, maybe a foot, that's completely on foam. So if I did something similar here and cut this all out and brought the scenery down, I could do a trestle here. Oh man. This is the first time that's even occurred to me to do that in this spot, and I gotta tell you, I'm a little giddy. If it wasn't already late, I might start chopping on that and seeing if I could do it. One thing to be concerned about, though, is there's a reason I have this lump here, and it's not just, to bring something in front of the track. This is a safety lump. For when I'm running trains with too many cars and it gets to the curve and tips over, this saves the trains from falling off the table. Now, if this is a trestle and the rock goes straight down, what's going to catch it? I guess there would have to be some sort of railing on the trestle so that if it did tip, there would be something to hopefully catch it before it fell onto the floor. Because I gotta tell you, with a concrete floor, I'm not too thrilled about anything falling in here. And it's a good drop. You know what? How high is the layout? That's a good question. Why, no, I can't find a tape measure. Why do you ask? I've only got like 12 of them. Oh, found one. I don't know if anybody's asked the height of the layout, but here we go. The lowest portion of track is just about 44 inches off the floor. That's pretty far for anything to fall, especially onto concrete. So yeah, if I do this and I cut this out and I put a trestle here, there's definitely going to have to be some sort of railing. Prototypical or not, I don't care. I don't want to smash trains. You know, and if I do the custom bridge up here, that's going to be a really amazing section. I don't even care what I do behind it now. The wood of the table comes to a 90-degree angle, so that's just all foam. That's just built up foam. A lot of it. It's about 6 inches thick. I mean, it's really sturdy, so I'd kind of be ashamed to chop it out. But, oh man, I gotta seriously consider this. That will definitely change this whole section. Well, at least in between this mountain and the one over on the left. I'll definitely want to do a bridge here without a support in the middle. Oh, this is going to be fun. Time to practice custom trestle work, I guess. I don't know when I'm going to work on this, but it's great having plans and ideas to work on when I do have the time. I filmed most of this video yesterday. I was hoping to get back in here earlier today and start working on this. I'm thinking I need to be a little reasonable here. I would like to start cutting into it, but I don't want to impact my ability to run trains. The black line is the wood frame, but even in this spot, the wood's under here, but I'm a good 3 inches up from that, so I can really scoop this out and make a pretty good ravine through there. So I think what I need to do is cut a piece of, well, I guess metal that can go from here all the way through the curve and support the track so that when I do start cutting it out, there will be some stability to the track. And then I can build the trestle under that metal piece. I should probably also go about looking for something that will be strong enough to support this span as well. Now, there's more to consider for this spot. I did stick this shelf under here, and it's pretty handy, but one of my early plans, and a plan that I keep going back to, is making another layout under this one where I can run a variety of gauges. So I don't know that I want this shelf here. So that means I really have to think about how this corner is going to come down to the floor. If I was going to leave that white shelf there, I would remove the black shelves and make another shelf like the white shelf to fit there, and then bring the foam down in between the two. I really enjoy doing a video where I don't know where it's going to go. I really did not have some of these plans even fermenting in my mind. I mean, a couple of ideas. I hadn't even thought of putting another stream in the center with the city until somebody said it. So I'm psyched about that. The one corner where I said I couldn't do a trestle, I have wanted to do that scenic element there for quite some time. But the inner turn where I can do a trestle, that legitimately just came to me tonight because I was doing this video. And I am just wanting to call out sick to work tomorrow and just work on this. Oh man, I guess I'm going to be staying home this weekend and working on the trains. I hope I have an update for you on this in the next video. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Okay, anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening to me babble about plans I'm trying to concoct for the layout. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. usually helps if you turn on the microphone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Dagryffyn Hobby.